Edda for refusing a relationship with my biological mom? I, 16F, was adopted when I was a baby. My bio mom was in her early 20s when she gave birth to me. I'm not sure exactly how old she was or how old she is now. She wasn't ready for a baby, so she gave me up for adoption. My adoptive parents don't know anything about my dad or anything more about my bio family. My parents told me a month ago that my bio mom reached out and asked if she could meet me. They said it's up to me and I can if I want. I decided to meet her just out of curiosity and because I wanted to know the details of why she gave me up, who my bio dad is, etc. She drove to our town and we went for coffee. She told me I can ask her what I want and she'll be honest. I asked her why she gave me up and she said she was young and thought she would be throwing her life away with a child. She went on to get married and be quite successful in her career. She's a scientist. I asked her why she decided to look for me, and she said she always wondered what I turned out like, and now that she's settled in her life, she would love for us to have a relationship, especially since she struggled to conceive and she's come to terms with me being her only child. That hurt my feelings, to be honest. Like she only remembers that she has a child now that she can't have anymore? She probably wouldn't have even reached out if she didn't have trouble conceiving. She said she would like it if I could come over on breaks and stay with her and her husband. I told her thanks for reaching out and answering my questions, but I'm not really interested in a relationship with her that she only wanted because she can't have more kids. I told her I get giving up a child when she was very young and I genuinely don't blame her for it, but it's been 16 years. I don't need a relationship with her now and I'm not really comfortable with it either. She looked really sad but said she understood. She went back to her city and has been texting me every so often, dropping hints that she wants me to come visit her. Yesterday she sent me a picture of her room she decorated in pink. I don't even like pink, and said she's excited for when I come visit. Clearly she hadn't gotten the hint, so I told her to please stop this and that I wasn't going to visit. I kind of feel bad and guilty somehow, but I really don't want to keep forcing myself to speak to this lady or go visit her. I don't want her to think I'm spiteful for her giving me up, but I just don't want a relationship with her and her husband. Edda? Didn't expect to update at all and definitely not so soon, but I had a call with Bio Mom. She hadn't responded to my message asking her to stop and that I wouldn't be coming over, and she called me about an hour ago. She asked me to explain what makes me so uncomfortable about having a relationship with her and why I'm being so mean when she's just trying to bond with me. I told her what she said about wanting a relationship with me now because she can't have other kids makes me feel like I'm her last resort and she would have never reached out if she had kids. She said she's sorry for saying that, but I did ask her to be honest about why she looked for me, and she was just being honest. I said yes I did and thanks for your honesty, but that doesn't mean I have to be happy with your response. She said if I don't look at it as being her last resort, I can gain another mom and dad with her and her husband because they have love to give that they don't have other kids to give to. I could tell she was trying to make the situation sound better, but honestly it was just making me feel worse. I said I don't want or need another mom or dad, and that she doesn't get to give me away when I was inconvenient, then think I'm going to welcome her into my life with open arms just because she wants to play the role of mother bear to someone. I told her she's literally a stranger, and it's bizarre that she wants to have a close relationship with me just because we're blood. I admit this was meaner than I intended it to be, and I did regret saying it, although it's 100% what I feel. I said in my post yesterday that I wasn't spiteful, but I probably am. I don't know why she can choose to pick her career over her child, then expect a mother-daughter relationship when other people have done all the work of raising me. Don't get me wrong, I don't believe giving me up for adoption was easy for her at all. It couldn't have been. But she made the choice to further her career instead of raising me. Clearly that choice has been the best one for us both because she got the career she wanted and I grew up in an amazing family with the best parents I could have asked for. So I don't really resent the outcome, but I resent the audacity she has to think we can just magically develop a mother-daughter bond because of her desires and despite my own. I know a lot of you said to not burn this bridge because I might need her one day, and that may be true. My feelings on this might change, but I don't think there's going to be a time where I think she handled this correctly and had my well-being at heart. This entire thing has felt like it was just about her and not even the slightest bit about me and what she thinks I need or want. After I said what I said, she said fine and that she won't contact me again. I told her I'm sorry for being harsh and I really don't want to be mean or cause her any hurt, but this is hard on me too. Lastly, I said thanks to her for placing me up for adoption because I have an amazing life and I wouldn't change it for anything. So that's it, and that bridge may be burnt. My bad, lol. As some of you suggested, I think I'll ask my parents to contact her for medical information and dad's side of the family in case I want to reach out. I know many people won't agree with what I did and how I went about it, but honestly I feel good. I'm less anxious now that it feels like this chapter is closed. All I gained from her wanting to meet me is anxiety and uncertainty. I feel better now that I'm not wondering what's going to happen with her. If I end up wanting anything to do with her in the future, I'm not sure what I'll do, but I'm not worried. I'll cross that bridge when I get there. Thank you to everyone for your advice. I really appreciate it. OOP, I don't like the relationship between my husband and his work wife, and neither does her partner. Plus new update. I'm a beautician, F35, married to an engineer, M34. He is very intelligent and I'm always proud of him. He has a colleague who is also very intelligent, F31, obviously, that he is close to. Before the events that lead me to this moment of seeking help online, I never had any reason to be uncomfortable about his relationship with her. I always felt secure in our relationship. We're both independent people who would just leave if we weren't happy together. We've been together for 5 years, married for 5. My husband and I were on a 3-day trip with my husband's colleagues, a tradition at his work every autumn. We came home yesterday morning. I had a bad taste in my mouth after this trip. It felt like me and the colleague's partner, M35-ish, were the third and fourth wheel to my husband and his colleague during the entire trip. During dinner, the second night, I was sitting silently playing with my food after almost 2 days of being ignored. The partner was also silent at first, but we started talking a bit, asking each other generic questions. The colleague, who was in a very loud argument with my husband, more of a back and forth teasing, suddenly turned around and asked what we two, partner and me, were up to, talking quietly. Her partner said that we're just getting to know each other since they, husband and colleague, were too busy talking about things we knew nothing about. The colleague laughed and said, "What could we discuss with you? Makeup and Kim Kardashian?" And she nodded towards me. "We have more intelligent things to discuss." I was dumbfounded. I guess because I'm a beautician, I can only discuss Kim Kardashian? I mean, any outsider to any profession would be dumb listening into two people discussing work-related subjects. They could have been as ignorant if I was talking to my co-workers about our job. My husband just laughed and the partner said, "That's rude." I said nothing because I had distaste for the whole situation. On the last day of the trip, I spent most of my time with the partner. I ignored the other two. Yesterday evening, the partner DM'd me and wanted to talk about our SOs. He said that he has been feeling uncomfortable about his GF's relationship with my husband and that he went through her messages. He sent me screens where my husband and his colleague are basically calling me stupid and shallow and laugh about it. Well, mostly the colleague saying mean things and my husband laughing and adding in. Sometimes he would say something like, "No, I love her," about me, and she would answer, "You only like banging hot dumb chicks," and they laugh. When the texts aren't about my stupidity, they're about work, and in one of them my husband wrote, "I love your brain," to her. I started crying when I saw the screenshots. Never have I ever felt so self-conscious about my brains or profession. I love my job and I thought my husband loved it too, or at least didn't have this disdain for it. I've been my own boss for over 10 years and I make closer to 6 figures. I never thought myself as a dumb person. I like to think that I'm fairly well informed and I have passion for history, languages, cultures, etc. But yes, I'm not an engineer working on some design for artificial hearts. Still, the texts complimenting the colleague hurt me more than the ones making fun of me. I don't know why. I think my husband and his colleague are out of line at best and, well, probably screwing. I still don't know what to do. The last thing I want to be is the insecure wife. If he isn't happy with me, why is he here? Sorry, I did come back earlier to make an update. I was mentally exhausted and of course busy discussing Kim K. Anyway, I want to apologize for not answering your messages because I got over 200 asking for updates. I really hope you can find this. I have talked to my husband. I just told him that I have talked to work wife's BF and showed him the messages I was sent. My husband asked my why her BF was spying on his GF, and I told him that it was because he did like the way things went down on the trip. I told him how I too was very uncomfortable. He was very confused and told me that work wife obviously was jealous and that I shouldn't care about her. I told him that she didn't bother as much as the fact that he was fine, no, amused by her attempts to bring me down the entire time. So much in fact that her BF was so uncomfortable that he went through her phone. I also asked him why he was letting her trash talking me in their texts. Again, he insisted that he just felt that she was petty and jealous and did want to stoop to her level. He said that I did the same when I ignored her rudeness, and he thought that was the classy thing to do. I asked him why she was doing this. Was there anything between them, and to please tell me now before it got more complicated? He said of course not, and if there was something from her end, then that wasn't his problem because he loved me, and so on and so forth. I asked him about him loving her brain, and he said it was strictly about something work-related and offered to show me the conversation. Next day, I was still brooding, so he came to me, kissed me, and apologized and told me that I was right and that he was being stupid, but that he never thought about it as disrespect, but some female jealousy that he thought was pitiful and beneath him. He promised to do better. I told him that if somebody was trashing you like this in front of me, no matter how petty their reasons were or how pathetic I thought they were, I would have hated them and never wanted them in my life. Unfortunately, I started crying then, and he told me that he was so sorry. That was on Sunday. Yesterday, the BF called me again and we talked. We had decided to talk after confronting our SOs. Their conversation was worse, and work wife admitted to her BF that she had feeling for my husband, and she suspected that my husband had feelings for her too. They have kissed at the summer work party. I showed my husband the screenshot when he got home. He started to freak out, telling me that yes, she did kiss him, and he rebuffed her and told her that he wasn't interested. That was when she got nastier towards me. So you knew she had a thing for you? And he said yes. I asked him to show me his phone, and he had deleted his conversation with her. He said it was because he was embarrassed. He didn't tell me when the kiss happened, and now he was afraid I would think it was more than what it was. I asked him to move out, and he is currently at his mother's. He keeps saying that there's nothing between them, that he loves me and would never cheat on me, that he will make her come clean to me, that he will quit his job and never see her again. I'm just so brokenhearted right now, and all I want is to cry. Thank you for listening. I needed this. Edit. Maybe I should have mentioned that he also told me he could prove that it was she who came on to him because it happened in the office cafeteria and there are surveillance cameras, and that he could request the clip from that day. I don't know why I didn't include it. Maybe because who kissed who doesn't really change how I feel about this whole ordeal. Hi. I don't feel comfortable making a new update on the True Sub because honestly I'm embarrassed that I'm taking so much of your attention. Writing, however, has helped me a lot, like it's therapy. My husband showed up at my work today. He said that he has never felt so scared in his life like when he realized that he was losing me. He has contacted the BF, apologized to him, and asked him to forward all the texts between him and work wife. He printed them and gave me everything. Over a year's worth of texting. He told me when work wife confessed to her BF. She sent the text about admitting the kiss to her BF. The text I got a screenshot of. My husband panicked and deleted the whole conversation, but now he got everything from the BF and I could read it. He also had brought a picture with him, of him when he was young, 12-13-ish with a girl. He said he searched this picture, now he's living with his mom. He told me that it was his favorite cousin and that she committed suicide when they were 16. She was bullied severely. I never heard my husband talk about this cousin. I know of her from his family, but never that they were close or that her death devastated him. He said that he still wasn't ready to discuss her, but that now he needed to. He admitted that when work wife started working for them August 2021, he immediately bonded with her because she reminded him of his cousin. Both goofy, funny, and extremely intelligent. They even looked alike a little, kind of true. The bond got stronger when work wife told him about her tough childhood and how she was bullied throughout school, how she suffered and contemplated suicide. My husband said that he felt like he got his cousin back. Work wife knew that my husband was married, newlywed actually, and it didn't seem to be a problem for her in the beginning. He admitted that he sensed that she was falling for him very soon, but that he never really confronted her about it because he didn't want to hurt her feelings. When she saw me in a picture, she got very angry with him and said that she was very disappointed in him. He looked the type that would bully people like her and my husband in high school. She was disappointed and asked him what he saw in me. He told her that he loved me, but she was sour afterwards, accusing him of being shallow. He asked her to give me a chance at the Christmas party. She didn't change her opinion, however. He wasn't bothered that she disliked me because he thought that she was jealous. He knew that she was decided on not giving me a chance, and that was fine with him. He thought that this will be one of the things they will have to disagree on. He is still adamant that he never kissed her back, and he is adamant about getting the recording of that party. He said he pushed her, and after the party, he had a fight with her about boundaries and confronted her about her feelings. He told her that they could no longer be friends now that she had crossed the line. We went on a 5W vacation the day after that party, and he said that if I read the texts from that time, I would find that she had apologized several times, asking for forgiveness, begging him not to ditch her as a friend. After summer, their relationship was strained, but they eventually became closer again. He said he doesn't know why he felt like she needed him in her life, like she needed his protection. He always thought about being put in harm's way, and he couldn't stand the thought. He swore it was never romantic or sexual. He admitted that he loved her like a friend, or like if his cousin was still around. He told me that he has handed in his resignation and will be seeking new jobs. He's realized that he has to let work wife go. He admitted that he even now is worried about her. She is losing both her BF and him, but that he needs to remind himself that she is a grown-up woman and not his 16 years old cousin. She'll be fine. And about my fears that he loves me for how I look, he said that he is sorry if he ever made me feel that way and that it is far from the truth. When he thinks about us, he sees us growing old together, and that prospect fills his heart with more love and joy. I'm not sure about my feelings towards my husband anymore. I do love him very much, but something has changed. I feel so sorry for his cousin, and I feel so sorry for his work wife in him, for what these girls had to endure growing up by people who looked like me. But it had nothing to do with me. None of what happened had anything to do with me just because I look a certain way. Yes, I had it easy growing up, and I still have it very easy compared to many, but I never hurt anybody in my life. Not intentionally anyway. How I look doesn't mean that it's okay for them to walk all over my heart. Not when I'm his wife. I think I represent something for him that isn't me, and I hate it. I love him, but I don't think we are a good match. I think he needs to be with someone like work wife. I think he needs someone who he can relate to, and there's no amount of empathy that I could muster that would make him see me as his comfort when I look like their bully from school. What do you think about these stories? Write your opinion in the comments. Subscribe to the channel. This is very important to me. Love you.